The class name is data2 is equal to new student score and then what? What is this? It's the class name, but what is it also? Finish the rest. What is it? Construct what? Do you remember what a constructor is? What is it? What's so special about constructor? Hint, it's a method, but it's not a typical method. Special.
Public static void. Is that a constructor?
No?
Wait, constructor is like.
What's so special about constructor? We've gone over this.
We can call it like a method, right? It to do with the method.
It has to do with the method. You're right.
You can call it right away without instantiating.
That's good. You're getting there. Something about instantiation. What is so special about constructor? Come on, you guys all have smartphones. You guys can look it up. What's so special about constructor?
So you can redefine the attribute with the constructor.
Yes.
Yes.
Constructor is a method that you can attach to here and have it automatically. The keyword is automatically called when you initialize it. So let me add constructor to this student score class right now. Okay. I think I'm going to do this instead. My good old code runner. With me so far? We have a class whose attributes are string ID and int score. With me so far? How do you define a constructor? You define it like this. Remember what's the special rule, syntax rule that constructor must have? First, it's a method, but it has no return type. It's void, but you don't declare void either. You just say student score. And student's constructor is automatically called whenever you instantiate the class, right? So you can pass anything to it. And you can use to set your attributes. let's take a look at what happens. Constructor cannot be applied to given type. Ah. Oops. Do you see the difference? I'd like you guys to look at on the screen. We have two statements inside of main. One is instantiated like that. The other one is instantiated with two input parameters. Who has trouble understanding just these two lines? Anyone has any questions? Just these two lines. Don't pay attention to the, the lines up here yet. Anyone has any questions? Just these two lines. No? Why is it that when I run this program, there are two printout statements, starting off with I'm inside an empty constructor, and then the other one is I'm inside a constructor. I haven't called these two methods. I didn't do this. I didn't do like s1.student score. Do you see what I mean? I didn't do like s2.student score and then passing it 4, 5, and 4. I didn't do that. So why is it that these two statements, this one and this one, how come they were executed? This is an example of constructor. You see, constructor, okay, how is it different? One, has no return type. Two, automatically called whenever you new a class. 3, you can have multiple constructors as long as method signature different. So if you look at these three attributes, who can tell me what does it mean by having no return type? I already told you that this is a constructor, this is another constructor. What does it mean by no return type? Right. Good. How do we know that there's no data coming back? That's not entirely true. I mean, to get right to the point, what does a regular method look like? Let's go through. Give me one example of a regular method. Anything.
Public static int x equal to
A method. Remember this. You guys have to remember this by now. I'm looking for a method. Huh? Like that? In bracket? Like that? What is the method name?
You said it in X. Wait, in, what is that in A? It's called A.
The method is called A.
Yeah. Then curly brackets, then you put return int at the end. Yeah.
Okay, so we can return something like that. Are you guys with me? We run it. It compiles. So this is an example of a regular method because there's a return type, right? So what do we mean by constructor having no return type? How do I know that the constructor has no return type?
It's void. I mean,
Where's void?
it's automatically called as void.
Hey, but if it's void, I should have done this. No? Do you guys see that the answer is constructor has no return type. You don't even declare a void here. You don't even declare int. There's nothing. You don't declare anything. Does this make sense? Are you guys with me? Because this is very important. On the final exam, I might ask you, for example, identify the line that is the constructor. Then identify the lines that are methods. How would you know which one is the constructor, which one is not? How do you know?
There's no declaring.
Declaring what?
Like, there's no method type declaring like void or int or anything.
Exactly. This is one, right?
Yeah.
This is another one. With me? And the name of the method has to be the same, exactly, the same as the class name. Who is not with me? Because this is very important and it should be very easy to understand too. What is it that you guys don't understand yet? So the name of the method has to be the same as the class name. So what is the class name? Student score. Is this student score? Yes. Is this student score? Yes. Second one has no return type. Does this have a return type? No. Does this have a return type? No. Does this have a return type? Yes. What is the return type? So can this be a constructor? No. Automatically called whenever you new a class. How do we know that? Well, we've proved it by instantiating two student score, and then what happened? You see here, the output, printout gets printed automatically, even though I didn't call these two methods. Make sense? And lastly, you can have multiple constructors as long as signature different. What does that mean? Compare this line and which line? This line. Do you see that they're different? One has 0 input parameters. The other one has how many? 2, right? You guys see how they're different? And because This one passes nothing to the constructor. This is why the first output statement prints out empty constructor. Whereas the second one, you pass 2, it matches this one, and that's why it prints out I'm inside a constructor. Does this make sense, more or less? Who's lost? It's okay to ask questions. Good. Clear? If I have this same exact problem on the final exam, you guys better not mess up. I'll remember every one of you. Great. Ben. Your name? Boy. Boss. Boss. You too. Okay? So I'm going to post this on Facebook, and if I see you 4 messing up, I'm going to give you a 0 point on the final exam. We've gone over it. That's why I asked you if you have any questions. How can you?
How many points are on the question?
This one? At least 20. And if you guys mess up, I'm going to give you 0 points on the final exam. So you better study this one. I don't want my face to show it. Okay, Sirivat, what else? What's your name? Supavit? This one, right? You? 10. Great.
I'm not using Facebook.
Don't lie. Don't lie. UKI, right? Too late. Hey, how come I cannot post it?
Yeah, you see? You see?
What?
Thank God.
I'm your God now, so don't thank me.
I'm gonna unpack myself.
THAM, right? Yeah.
What is wrong with it? Oh. Okay? Deal. It's a deal, right? Yeah, I know I'm evil. Okay? We can come back to our you look at this source code, does it make sense? Looking at this, my question is, okay, this is a test, and I'd like you 4 to work together to tell me the answer to this question. This is one way to initialize data 2. Use the constructor to show me an alternative way to initialize data 2 using constructor. In other words, how to initialize data 2 using a constructor as opposed to doing assignment like this. 4 of you work together, come up here and write on the board for me. Do you understand the question?